Oh, no, it's okay, no problem. Yeah, you had enough going on. That's for sure.
Usual suspects.
How you doing, Mel?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Dancing ball. There's chairs everywhere.
Yeah, we could go, the room was empty.
Yeah, and it looked big.
I just took all the pretty pictures down.
I have a little more falling down.
I thought you painted it first. Did you paint the door?
The door got painted.
The door got painted
Yeah,
a
looks
couple
good.
months ago.
Really? I just noticed it.
Better make sure I have one of them.
Seems like the bugs are right in it. Did you guys just paint right over the bugs?
The bugs were cleaned really well before they painted it, and then they painted it, although,
Like the color.
yeah, I don't know who picked that up. It's good.
I didn't make the board packet with this because I just got it. I realized I didn't have it. And everything else I got that's printed, you have in your board packet. This might be something you want to look at.
Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
That's just a little something on the writing of the book card. I figured I would get asked tonight after I got through. The demographics, you guys all have copies of that I sent you. Does anybody want a hard copy at the table? I'm not gonna really go over everything.
Yeah.
Bam.
Hey, how are
Good, how are you?
you?
There or there?
Okay.
There's chairs everywhere.
Oh, I'm just ducking.
That's the cover letter that I didn't send you. Oh, I was understand.
Larry, I see on these, the splash pad is not included in either one of these.
Nope, the splash pad is not included in that. I think that comes out around $350,000. Quite frankly, as I look at that, I'm not sure. The committee hasn't decided anything. They're still gung ho on, okay. But I did a little research and Fred's gonna talk with them. So we'll see what happens then.
Okay.
But it still may be there, it may not be there. It all depends on a bundle of stuff that he's got coming out.
Hopefully that bundle is money.
Well, this doesn't include, we applied for a grant and he said we will get a grant.
$250,000 for a splash pad?
Huh?
That's a lot of money for a splash pad.
Yeah, it's a lot, it's a lot of plumbing, pumps, fresh water, it's all of that.
I just say go a little sidewalk down to the bay over there and there's a splash pad, kid. Where's it? About 20 feet out.
We can even include seaweed with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make it realistic.
LDC.
Jump as far as you can.
The reason they wanted that so badly is because so many of them come with their grandkids and then if the wind is bad or the sun is too bad, they can't go to the beach. But Willow Park provides tree shade. So that was part of it.
Well, I'm gonna pull it back. When I was a kid, we swam out there no matter what was going on.
Isn't that the truth?
Toughen up.
Now you can go back to, now you can go back to when I was a kid.
We liked it better when there were waves.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and your parents
I-
weren't usually there either, were they?
No, hell no.
Ah,
Liked it better that.
What they didn't know.
I swam in the stone quarry up on Eddie Ridge Road. When my parents found out about that, it wasn't pretty. But it was clean.
Yes. Actually, most of. I'm gonna just come back. Okay. I will September.
Yeah, because nobody's here.
Right.
I agree.
So now to the point. No idea.
Okay, yeah.
Place down periods, right?
Yeah.
I'm just taking the voice off.
Never see it running by a piece. It's not.
Yeah, I mean. it's pretty recent.
Well, Lamina, I think is the right way to say it.
Mhm.
Supposedly gonna keep it warm this year.
I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest with you.
The 3-week period.
Yeah.
Warm air, drawn cold
Those
water,
50
cold
feet of snow.
water out of the lake snow.
Yeah.
I've never seen that cold.
I can't believe that's 4 years ago already.
I do.
Crazy.
Yeah, two copies of it. We've got Lori's copy and the copy that's in the packets.
What's that?
Two copies of that.
Well, I wasn't sure if it made it,
Yeah.
not in time, so I wanted to make sure she had it. Yeah.
We as a board will talk a little bit about what we hope to do in the MOU.
And the goal is to give you, whatever we do, turnkey. Okay, so to have use of it and meet with you regularly through it. I mean, you can break it down more if you want to. I'm cool with whatever. It's a straw dog. And that's what we used to call them. Just pull it apart.
That's her.
And it came from an attorney, so that's the first round from the attorney. But we just didn't have Matt come back with the villages finalized.
And this is apples.
you'll be able to bring your son. It'll be great, and you'll be able to play with him.
I'm trying to get my wife to come spend a weekend here. Check it out. Very fun.
And that eclipse coming in April.
Yep,
Yeah,
April 8th.
Won't be able to get anywhere to stay with that.
No, you better get in soon.
Reserved now, there are still a few open.
but there aren't many because
Hopefully
my
you guys have
daughter-in-law's
plans
full, I'm full.
First.
It's crazy. It's gonna be fun.
There's some sports championship, but I don't know. Part of the basketball, I don't know where it is.
Fun stuff.
Mark? No, I don't know. Rise to the pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our first order of business is to approve the minutes from our October 19th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
For a second,
Yeah, I'll second it.
all in favor?
I,
Right.
Two. In terms of my report, our water level is 244.36 as of today. Dropped more than 6 inches since our last meeting. We're a little bit below long-term average and 6 inches above where we were last year at this time. On the beach dune, we had ordered 5,000 plants at our last meeting, and the volunteers from the BAC and some other members of the community planted them all from Second Street to Lake Stones, and they filled in all bare spots and sparse spots that were along the way. New York Forward, we haven't received any requests to be interviewed, which is kind of an indication we probably aren't going to be selected, but the jury's out, so we'll see what happens.
do you know if anybody that has been?
No,
Interview?
not locally,
Okay,
but we do know interviews have been scheduled in some communities. Sharon's trying to find out. We did get the CDBG grant we applied for to hire a consultant to review our water system. So we got a $50,000 grant. We'll get the contract from the state in December. They did give us permission to go ahead and issue an RFQ to begin to look at consultants. So Sharon and I are meeting Monday to talk that through. On the community pier, the advisory committee had a kickoff meeting with a consultant last week. Consultant reviewed the process, talked through the 3 sites that we had given them, asked people for their thoughts on each of those sites, and then asked them for other sites that were potentials that maybe weren't on the list. The consulting firm is going to do some work with all of that, as well as a lot of additional data collecting, and then schedule a meeting sometime in January with the committee. Told them we'd like to have the final report prior to the grant opportunities that will open up in May. We probably won't have a final report by then, but we'll probably have enough that we could submit a grant application if we so choose at that time. On eminent domain, we are still waiting for the survey and appraisal. We don't have either at this time. Water samples were done, the state reports were done. We're still getting lots of stakeouts for different things. The health department came for their, I think, every 5-year inspection of the water department. This was Nate's first time. He did very well. They did find one critical shortcoming, and that the RPGs that we have in the village, I think there's 9 of them, haven't been inspected, so That's actually the homeowner or the property owner's responsibility, so Nate's written a letter that's going out to all those property owners, and they'll just have to chase them next year. Make sure we get them all. Seasonal shut-offs continue. We flushed all the hydrants earlier this week. And he's working with the health department and others on how to find all the lead lines that exist in the village, because we do have to do something with that, probably in 2024. As always, keeping our water clean and safe to drink. Make sure you always check toilets and sinks for running water when not in use. It can save you from running up your water usage. And as we come into the colder months, just reminding people to protect their water meter from the elements.
When you say seasonal shut-offs, what kind of seasonal shut-offs are there?
When people leave for the winter, we often shut off at their curb pack at their request.
Okay, but is there a charge for that?
No, but they continue to get a bill.
Yes.
If there is a charge.
Yes.
On the wastewater department, they got the new sewer cleaner. They actually used it to clean some of the mains downtown today. Jeff has been working on a notebook of things that he knows of that ought to be considered and probably will need to be done in the future. He's telling us he's gonna retire in 9 months. See what happens. They did use the new sewer cleaner to wash down all the lift stations, which did a much better job than the water packs that are at each of them for that purpose. We're still working on getting unit 2 up so they can transfer stuff over there. They have now exposed the air line, which we know is leaking. The pipe looks actually in good shape, so the suspicion is it's the leaks are at the joints. We have a firm coming next week to see if they can line the pipe. Otherwise, we gotta dig it up, which won't be fun. And they received a bunch of air diffusers as spares. They're the pipes that take the air down to the bottom of the tank, bubble the air out. No wipes down the pipes. They say they are flushable. Well, your underwear are too. Throw them in the trash.
So you have a plan for his retirement?
Wastewater humor.
You have a plan for his retirement? Somebody get back to.
Josh goes to school in January to get his license. And then once he has his license, we'll come to the board. I want to hire somebody early. So there's some overlap.
Right.
And I also want to consider merging the water and wastewater department. Bill?
I've got a little bit of budget I found out last night at the EMS advisory board.
Okay, yeah, take it away.
But to start with, the parking lot situation or the parking situation, I haven't heard much from Gary. I think they're in South. That's still in limbo or on hold. The other part of this that, I take care of the town of Sodas for the EMS advisory board. And we meet in Lyons every other month during the winter months. There's some big changes coming in as far as EMT training. The national EMT is substantially more difficult than the regular state EMT. So the state is going to probably fold over and it'll all become national. They're doing away with hands-on training. It used to be that there was 2 sections when you tested. There was a written section and there was a section that you did different stations. Well, now what's going to happen is the stations will be blended in as the class goes. When they get done with that certain station, they will test right then for it. So it doesn't wait till the end. They're just trying to keep it fresh in their mind, I think, more than anything. Our program with Senior Check that we've talked about a little bit here the last few months. I've gotten together with 911. 911 has a special program as far as special numbers, phone numbers to call if somebody has a problem. Some of the older people or some of the seniors in the point. Starting hopefully January 1st, we're going to be going periodically through the weeks with our medics, myself. The village is part of the sponsor of this as well because the medics are involved. And we'll go, right now we have 25 names and we will go to certain houses, or not certain houses, to all of them over a period of time, just to make sure that they're okay, take away some of the possible injury factor, like carpets that might trip them up, or electric lines, or is there things that they need, whether it be food, that kind of stuff. If that is found, then we turn it over to the Wayne County, Youth and Aging, or not Youth and Aging, Office of the Aging. And they have what's called Connect New York. They will get things ironed out, meet with these people, talk with them, find out what they need, and then they'll move on with the special things that they need. We're more of the initial buffer for them to go out and just check in. Because a lot of times we go to a house, and when we get called there with the ambulance, they just love to talk. Okay, I mean, they need somebody to talk to, so that's something we're gonna try and get involved in. It's very low liability that way as well.
Yeah,
So,
great.
the iGel program, which is airways for basic medics, we are in a pilot program here in the village. It's a special airway system that is inserted only for full arrests. It's something we got started here a while ago. Keith has tested out. I'm getting ready to test out. It's online. Once I do, then it makes us eligible to be able to utilize them in the bad cases. There's a shortage of ketamine right now. Ketamine is used more in EMS to calm somebody down, but because there is such a shortage, it's being pretty much kept for the hospitals. And they have a whole bunch of different things they can use it for, but that's basically we can't use that, but our ALS in the area would use it for that.
What are they attributing that to? I don't know.
No, they didn't last night. Dr. Surratt is the medical director for Wayne County, and he was the one that was talking about just a few different things at the EMS advisory board. And I'll try to keep everybody up to date as time goes on. That's it. Yeah.
Jennifer?
I don't have anything to report, but I would like to thank everybody for the opportunity to serve, including the taxpayers. And I wish all of you the best of luck going forward.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But
All right, well, to head on to bills, things have slowed down a little bit. A lot of people not being in the area. We had 12 responses for October, 6 billable, 3 standbys, 3 miscellaneous. But our total for the year is still healthy at 398. Highway department, highway brush collection is complete. And that the dump spot for brush is also closed at this point. They started leaf collection. They've been going around. They were out today. They're in my neighborhood as well. All the trucks have been serviced, and one is set up for winter, and the other one we done right after Thanksgiving. Loader's got some mechanical issues they're working on. Is it tomorrow? Okay. And then special thanks to Dale Pickering, town of Sodas, for helping them with the Salter install. Next couple of weeks, we're busy going through all the plow connections for the trucks, blades and adjustments, getting ready for winter, and make sure everything is ready to go. Any questions, please reach out.
I attended the CEC meeting with SOTUS. We were looking at, they were focused on drinking water and that sort of thing. I thought maybe we were eligible for that. I signed up for, to go to a training on that, but then it turned out we weren't eligible because of the way our water is delivered to us. And so everything's cool. So we didn't need to do that. I attended the LWRP meeting. I thought it was very well attended, and I thought it went very well. I was pleased with it. Willow Park, I'm going to have a report in a few minutes, so you'll get to hear all of our antics and where we're going.
Kevin?
For October, we had 16 building permits issued. Planning and zoning has stayed busy. We did $2,688.80 in fees generated.
Thank you. Public comments, first here in the room.
First of all, Jennifer, I wanted to say thank you. Sincerely.
Last meeting.
I think we're good, and I really appreciate you, getting this all set up. And I really love sitting sometimes on my couch and watching YouTube when it's available. So I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. On the eminent domain, Lori, did you review all the comments?
I did.
Bud, did you review all the comments?
I have not viewed all the comments, so.
Are you planning on it?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll make sure. Bill, did you review all the comments? Okay, great. And I know that Jennifer did, but you're not gonna be able to vote on it anyway, but thank you for doing that due diligence. I think that's really important that everyone in the community has a voice, and not just a few, okay? I want to say congratulations, Bill,
Thank you.
on your election. I'm kind of sad about John.
Very sad.
You know, he was just picking up signs with Mark Ketchum, and he had been riding his bike that day. I mean, he was in the purple pack. So I was really shocked. I was so sad. So, and then I just have one thing. I really need to clear this up, Dave. If you don't want to answer, it's fine. Was I involved at all with this easement thing with the Ketchums? I keep being accused of this.
I don't know, to be honest with
Okay, because I didn't think I was involved in that at all. So, okay.
you. I don't know.
If you can't answer, that's fine. Thank you.
Anybody else here in the room? Anybody on Zoom?
1 sec. All right, they can unmute now.
You can unmute yourself if you are, please. All right, we will close public comments. Thank you. There's no old business. The new business, the first order is an inspection of our water tanks. This is done with an ROV that goes down in the water tanks. There's only one quote, there's only one firm that does it. It's the same firm that did it 10 years ago when it last had to be done. The price has gone up $500. Their quote to do them both, which is what Department of Health requires, is $4,000.
Do they actually get right in these tanks to do it?
They used to, now they put an ROV down.
Okay, so it's not
There
confined,
used to be a dive,
yeah, so it's not confined space or anything anymore.
but the people that come are confined space certified.
Okay, good.
Because they have to climb up that ladder all the way to the top to get access.
That makes sense.
And really what they're looking for is the condition of the inside and how well is the circulator run. And that's what prevents freezing in the winter.
I move that we approve the statewide Aqua Store Inc. inspection of water tanks for $2,500 per tank. We have two, so that'd be total $4,000.
Yep.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Lori, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm not gonna make this too long, but I'll make it long enough so that I put some information out for you folks so that you have some information on the demographics. I did want to talk a little bit about where the committee come from. There's about 20 to 25 of us that are involved. Our committee ranges in age from 7 to 82, so we have a broad, and it does not include the children as far as membership. And we've been together since June of 2022. Today we have completed a study with BNL. We have visited many inclusive playgrounds together over summers. We have visited, we have completed and submitted a corporation creating the Friends of Willow Park Incorporated with a 501c3, which we are waiting approval of, but if you look online, you can find Friends of Willow Park Incorporated. So that was kind of jumping some hoops and we did it. We met with 3 architects and we met with 3 playground companies. At our last meeting, the team approved game time and play court at our last meeting to work with as the playground folks. Our developed mission statement is to build an all abilities multi-generational park that provides year-round facilities for the health and enjoyment of the residents of Sodas Point, our regional neighbors, and the thousands of visitors that select our location on the Seaway Trail and in the Finger Lakes region as their haven. A multi-use, year-round inclusive destination park in Sodas Point will increase the physical, social, and financial well-being of the community while attracting families outside of the region to support local businesses and further increase the economic development of our beautiful village. The stakeholders we felt were the multi-generational family. Our objectives again were to have equipment for all ages and all abilities. That means that anybody from 2 years old can swim, or well, infancy can swing with their mother in a swing. And I could push a wheelchair up to the top of the dome and let a child go down or rescue the child that thinks they're perfect. So, and if I want to go down that slide, I can. So we were looking for 4th floor, no wood chips, natural shade, an adult sports court, and utilization of the waterfront. And our goal is to foster a healthy community and increase tourism to Sodas Point. We have had a company come and review our playground to see where it is. The park is approximately 25 years old and has served us very, very well, but it's worn out. Pieces are no longer there that we could use. The study came in and basically had about $8,000 worth of things that we could do to keep it pasted together safely for the next year. Because we don't expect to break ground on this until, if we raise all the funding, which I'm going to go into, it'll probably be the spring of 25 or the fall of 25. We're not sure. If we get a miracle that happens, maybe it'll be next fall. Our goal has all been go big or go home. We may end up with just enough wood chips to fix it. We may end up with a great thing. We're aiming for it. Our aim, we aim high. The group is determined to build this playground by asking for donations from corporations, area businesses, and those that wish to donate or sponsor. The group is committed to stay in place long after my demise to maintain the playground and make replacements as needed. They will continue to fundraise and hope people will donate to have repair funds so that if things wear out, we can replace instead of having a whole thing to replace now. There are approximately 5 stages for the development of this playground of Willow Park, the entire park. Because when we started this, we only were going to fix that little playground. And then Dave, and I'll blame him, said, if we're going to do it, there's a lot of space there that we're not utilizing. And he was absolutely right. So our first step will be to work with Fred Weissman at this point to create the initial playground. The walkway through the park, throughout the park, we're hoping for. We also will concentrate on the trees, walking trails, area for biking throughout the playground and skateboarding, as well as wheelchairs and strollers. Hopefully we'll have a spot for dogs through the woods, things like that. We don't know what it's going to look like completely yet, but those are our goals. Our second stage would be pavilion or a building with all ability restrooms. And our third would be splash park and rain gardens, and our fourth would then probably be, or it may swap, and we would do the pickleball court and basketball courts. In this development will also be the opportunity for the village, we're hoping, because we can also put money towards grant money for that to work on the driveway or the parking lot that's there. And how this will fall in will again depend on whether or not we have a large benefactor or a small benefactor. We want it all. We will be fundraising soon. If you feel up to it, please feel free to support. We have a straw dog tonight that we'll be looking at for a memorandum of understanding. Our goal is to create this playground and turn it over turnkey at every level. And we're not sure how that MOU should look, but we drawn up something through legalese, and hopefully we can get that done. It's actually the same one that Motion Junction used. And Motion Junction, if you don't know, is the playground that we kind of patterned after, which is in Canandaigua on Outhouse Road. They actually were successful in building a $2.5 million playground. And now they've done another $1.5 million in pavilions. And it's all been through corporate sponsors, and they're working with us. And I'm hoping that if we draw up a website, maybe we could link it on through Mr. Holdraker, but we would pay him to do that. And I don't know, so that's something for us to suggest. If you want to look up here,
Right.
I'll show you what it looks like. This is the big red, white, actually, this. The other like more, but there is things. Yeah. Even right map is done, so you can count what areas for what. And there are reports. What? And this step. That would have it. Mail one. But there. So, right. That's right. Purple. won't be just like that, but it'll be pretty close, but the equipment that's in there are things that we have looked at. It's not just all of it, we're getting there. We'll probably do this 3 more times before we finalize what we're gonna do. At this point, though, it's something that we can show people in order to fundraise and say, this is our goal.
Awesome job.
Thanks. I couldn't have done it without Fred. Back here are some storyboards that show you a little closer. I've got some pages too that show adults playing with kids, children playing with other children. It's just a phenomenal thing, what's happened with play. And Game Time is a specialist for this. Does anybody have any questions?
I wonder, is that to scale? Like that looks like.
Pretty
a
close.
Whole lot in.
Yeah, pretty close. He had the scale for BNL. I gave both playground people that, and,
It just looked like a lot more than what's there. And
You're not using it.
Yeah.
You're not using the space.
yeah, we're not using the space. So, hopefully it'll all come together. It's pretty exciting. So, Fred, Lyndon Hovius has been great. We set up a checking account at Reliance so that we can do it there, but tomorrow we have an appointment with the fundraise, 501c3 that's current, so in case anybody leaves us any big money this year, we can collect it. And that will go right for something. You can't use money from Canandaigua National unless it's for a specific item that that person wants. Like I couldn't charge a lawyer's bill, for instance, that has to come from the other things. There's real strict rules. And thank God we got Fred, because he knows what they are. Anybody else?
Laura, what's the build time on something like that? Like,
Um,
let's say we broke ground tomorrow. You know,
Around probably about 3 months.
3 months?
So the goal would be you'd stop whatever you're doing on Labor Day, more than likely. And just take everything out and start going, and you would hope that was all completed, but the last bits would be done in the spring. And when the water was all gone or whatever. There's also accesses for the ice fishermen and we did that. That's all in plan. There's a whole lot more to this plan, but at this point in time, we're focused on this. The next thing I would hope would be a pavilion or a building with restrooms, maybe a small office or something, or a storage area.
Does it integrate with the possible site for the village dock?
I don't know that until they've done their study.
It would, but that's not, based on our conversation last week, and when you look at an aerial view of particularly the water there, it's not really a very good place for a community deck, you know, because there's essentially no roof.
Well, and I've also heard from people that there's some pretty heavy cement abutments that are there, so there would be a real cost in digging that out farther. So it may just be an area where somebody can sit and overlook the water, and then stairs or something to get down the winter months, or a snowmobile through there. I'm not sure exactly what that's gonna look like, but there is a plan for it.
And the village really only owns about 20 feet there.
Right.
Most of it's owned by Trenters. Now, we can't have some agreement.
One second.
Are there plans to repair the parking lot
Yes,
right there? Because that parking lot is pretty bad.
yes.
I think we should repair that before we do a park for the playground.
What I would imagine it'll depend on what kind of,
That'll be part of next year's budget discussion, because it absolutely
Yeah.
needs to be done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Actually, they were hoping to hot patch it last week, and with the rain, it doesn't ever dry out.
which is another issue that we'll be addressing when we're putting the park in, because I make sure it's not gonna flood or take a lot of water on it.
Has this park been approved?
Uh,
Or is this gonna go to a vote, or is it just gonna happen?
It's a long way away from happening.
Okay, okay.
That one is many.
All right, I didn't know it was like, it's already.
The concept was approved,
Yes.
and that's as far as it is, and then Lori's group is gonna try to raise money.
Okay.
No, they'll do what they can do, and then we'll see where we are and make decisions from there.
I think the memo of understanding that you put together shows that there's absolutely no cost to the village.
Right,
Yeah, I mean, if you don't raise enough money, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
The village isn't gonna give you millions of dollars. to put that park.
whatever we get will go to Willow Park regardless.
Okay,
If we only get enough to put wood chips in, that's what we're gonna do.
okay,
But if we get enough to do it all, we're gonna do it.
okay, but there is no cost to the.
That's our hope, at this point in time, our hope is that we can raise another one.
And
We'll let you know after we go out and try.
honestly, where village costs could come in later, probably will come in later, is if stuff is installed and it requires maintenance, so that will be part of the discussion.
Okay,
To approve those fixtures or whatever they are going in.
but that,
Most of it should be pretty simple.
but you currently have that anyway with the park that's there. You
Correct.
have
Right,
maintenance,
yeah.
So you already have people mowing the lawn, so
Yes.
I mean.
Yep.
And the problem with the way it's set up now, they can't use any spray material to take care of the grass or the grass that's growing around the bricks. And that sort of thing. This takes care of all of that. It's real clean. They blow it off. Occasionally they hose it off.
I was gonna say, because there's not a lot of room there to worry about grass.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
So, at some point, if we're gonna go out, we wanna know that it's okay with, when we get the final concept, we're gonna wanna know that we have permission to do this. And, you know, but do I think the public needs more input to it? Yeah, after we get it all set. Cause it's gonna change the park a little bit. But it'll still be beautiful. Our goal is to keep trees. Unfortunately, the willow tree, we had an arborist there that's sick. So that's probably not gonna be there, but we're talking, there is place for a rainforest for the drainage. And if there's a rainforest, maybe that's someplace, but if those leaves come off the tree and they end up all over the map, you have to plan for trees that are gonna not make a mess. So we'll be looking at, yeah, there are. The roots go down. The roots go down and
Right.
So Matt, what additional information do you need? For when you review what's proposed?
Should give you a copy of the memo, I think. right?
Yeah, Lori emailed with me. I don't really think I need any additional information. I just need to review it and see if there's any changes. If I do need anything when I review it, I'll let you know.
okay,
Okay.
so at the next meeting, is it realistic to think that we would have that? Because if we don't have a memorandum of understanding that we're going to do something here,
It's hard to
I mean,
fundraise.
it's hard to fundraise. That's right. And I'd like to be able to say everything's done.
Yeah, I could have it in that like we figured it.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Now we're on to paying our bills.
There was one other thing. Is it all right if I ask Mr. Holdraker to design us a website? And then we have a link off of yours, or,
Get a price for it.
You can ask anybody you want. He's gonna charge money. There are others around.
okay,
SOS has recently done theirs. The Lighthouse is looking for somebody to do theirs.
okay.
You've done yours.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
Hint, hint.
That one, someone out there did mine, so.
If you
might
want
ask
to put
me.
this online for people to see, that's fine. And also I can email you the price quote so that that's on the line too. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Do we have any money from the Ready Pride or American Rescue Plan left yet? To repair what's there?
We do have some. I don't remember how much. But we do have some left.
I think that quote we had was like $8,000 to repair it, and Fred said he would be willing to get us the swings that are broken in the new format so that we wouldn't have to rebuy them. If we can raise some money for them, we will, but if not, that would be the appropriate place to take it.
Well, let's explore that between this meeting and the next one.
Deal.
So we have the
And you've got,
facts and everything in front of us.
yeah,
All right, time to pay the bills.
Brings 1, 2, 45. totaling 139,561.69. General 41,478.4. Water 9,369. Water 736.76.
I move we pay the bills.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Had a hard time saying that last one, name.
And then I also, I finally have June and July closed, so there's some transfers that I need to make. That's second resolution to transfer money. And that's as well. So I need to just make whole.
I make a motion that we let Tracy do the transfers needed.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
First of all, if anybody's interested in,
One more thing.
Oh,
one
sorry.
more thing. So last month, you guys, you approved for the taxes, to return the zoning taxes. They want you guys to fill out or to sign this. It's the form that goes back with the unpaid taxes, so.
You did this fire.
Sign that form.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
It's fine.
I knew I signed them.
You did.
John Nesbitt's calling hours are tomorrow from 3 to 7 at Ross Creek Church in Palmyra, 731. I think on the east end of town. I guess his service is Saturday and it's private. And then I'd like to say thank you to Jennifer. It's been a great 4 years. I think you've contributed a lot to the village and to the board, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other business?
I just want to thank everybody that cooked my food for the next 4 years. I appreciate it very much. I would say, guys, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we better do that before we.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have an organizational meeting on the first Monday of December, which is December 4th. We did not have one last year. We tried to have one last year, but we ended up doing it at the beginning of the December meeting, which is on the 21st this year. So we can do either, but we gotta make a decision. If we decide to have it, we all gotta come. If we want to do it on the 21st, which is right before Christmas, we're just gonna be a little bit longer.
I'm open.
December 4th, you said? That's
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah. Yeah, because it'll be, Jen's, you're right, I mean.
Yeah.
My book back.
So
The people,
Let's transition back.
the sooner,
So
you,
that will be the day for the appoint somebody,
Yes. Yes.
all at that same time.
yeah, I think it
I
should be
make a
done.
motion, we go with the 4th, if that's what we need to do.
We can just say that's what we're doing.
Second.
We'll
Okay,
set
done,
that.
take a motion, okay.
And you need me to be there? So
No.
my book, I'm
No,
done.
no, you're done.
Okay,
You're good.
just checking.
You're done.
You're good.
well.
I'm good with that.
And just so everybody knows, there are 7 people that have applied or indicated they're interested in taking John's spot. I'm interviewing all 7 of them. I got 3 done so far this week.
That's a good position to be in. What time are we?
Oh,
She
sorry.
wants to tell me.
All these details. What time on Monday the 4th?
6:30.
Yeah, that would be at least 6:30, yeah, because I'm driving, it'll be 6:15 before I'm done probably, so.
Okay.
You know,
All right, we'll do.
6:30.
Somebody motion us into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Hi.
Do not expect any action. Thank you.
thanks,
Thanks,
folks.
everybody.